Welcome to this slow English listening on the topic of shopping time. In this video, we are going to practice our listening skills together. By the end of this video, I'm sure you will feel more confident with your English. Today, I'm going to tell you a story. It is a simple story about a day I spent at the shopping center with my friend. We went shopping for clothes and for some things for the house. It was a really lovely day. I have divided this story into two parts. After each part, there will be a short comprehension exercise called checkpoint. The checkpoint has 2 questions, and each question has 2 possible answers. You choose the correct one. At the end, I will give you the answers. So, listen carefully and try to understand as much as you can. Before we begin, I want to tell you something that I think can really help you with your English. This video is sponsored by App Spoken, where you can practice speaking English. It's important to practice speaking as well as listening so that you feel confident using English in real life. Understanding English and producing it are different skills, so make sure you practice both. After listening to the shopping vocabulary in this video, you can use the shopping role play in spoken to practice forming your own phrases in a realistic conversation. After you finish the conversation, it shows you any mistakes you made. If you don't understand something, you can use the translate button to see it in your language. There are role plays for lots of other scenarios too. To download Spoken, use the link in the description. It also has other useful features to explore that you might find interesting. Okay, are you ready? Let's begin. I hope you enjoy the story. Part 1. It was a Saturday morning in late autumn. The weather outside was cool and a little gray. The kind of day you do not really want to stay at home, but you also don't want to go somewhere far away. I had been thinking for a few days about going to the shopping center. I needed few things. I wanted to buy some new clothes for work, and I also needed to find a couple of things for the house. A new set of towels for the bathroom, and maybe a small lamp for the living room. I called my friend Laura the night before and asked her if she wanted to come with me. Laura is one of my closest friends. We have known each other for about 7 years now. She is always fun to be around, and I knew that a day at the shops with her would be much more enjoyable than going alone. She said yes. Of course, Laura loves shopping. She said, I'll be at your place at 10. So the plan was made. The next morning, I woke up a little early. I had a quiet breakfast with my family. My husband was going to stay home with the boys that day, which was very helpful. When you have children, it is always nice to have a few hours to yourself. In this case, with a friend. At 10 o'clock, Laura arrived. She was wearing a warm gray coat and carrying a bag, as always. We said hello. We had a quick coffee together, and then we got in the car and drove to the shopping center. The shopping center we went to is about 15 minutes from where I live. It is quite large. It has 2 floors with lots of different shops, a supermarket, a food court, and a small cafe area near the entrance. I have been going there for years, and I know it well. We arrived at around 10:30. The car park was already quite full, which is normal for a Saturday morning. We found a space not too far from the entrance, and we walked inside. The moment we walked through the doors, we felt the warm air of the shopping center. Outside, it was cold, but inside, it was perfectly comfortable. There were people everywhere. Families with children, couples, groups of teenagers. The usual Saturday crowd. So, where do we start? Laura asked, looking around. I need to find some clothes for work first, I said. Let's go upstairs to the clothing section. We took the escalator to the 2nd floor, where the most of the clothing shops are. I had a few shops in mind. There is a shop I like that sells smart, classic clothes at a reasonable price. It is not very expensive, but the quality is good. That was the first place I wanted to go. We walked through the shop together. I was looking for something practical, but a little elegant. Something I could wear to school. I teach English, so I do not need to dress very formally, but I like to look professional and put together. I found a few things quite quickly. A dark blue blouse that I really liked. A pair of black trousers. And a soft gray cardigan. I tried them all on in the changing room. Laura waited outside and gave me her opinion on each thing I showed her. That blouse is perfect for you. she said when I came out in the blue one. The color really suits you. I looked at the mirror. I agreed. So I decided to buy it. The trousers fit well too, and I liked them. So I kept those as well. The cardigan was a little big for me, so I looked for a smaller size. But unfortunately, they didn't have one in my size. I decided to leave it. I didn't want to buy something that didn't fit properly. In the end, I bought the blouse and the trousers. The total came about 65 euros, which I thought was very reasonable. I paid by card and we left the shop with a small bag each. That was quick, Laura said, smiling. I know what I want, I said. I don't like to spend too much time in one place. Laura laughed. She is the opposite. She can spend an hour in a single shop looking at everything, trying things on, and changing her mind 3 or 4 times before she finally decides. We continued walking through the floor. Laura stopped in front of a shop that sells bags and accessories. She wanted to go inside. I followed her in, happy to look around. Inside, there were handbags, scarves, belts, hats, and jewelry. Laura picked up a few bags and looked at them carefully. I found a nice scarf in a warm shade of red. It was soft and not too expensive. I thought it would be perfect for the winter. I added it to my bag. Laura spent about 20 minutes in the accessories shop. She tried 2 different handbags and looked at them from every angle. In the end, she decided not to buy anything. She needed to think about it. She said as we walked out, "You always say that," I said. She smiled. And then I always go back and buy it anyway. We both laughed. It was already past noon. We had been walking for about an hour and a half. Checkpoint 1. Listen to each question carefully and choose the correct answer. Question 1. Why did I go to the shopping center? A. To meet some new friends and have lunch. B. To buy clothes for work and some things for the house. Yes, B. To buy clothes for work and some things for the house. Question 2. What did I buy in the first clothing shop? A. A blue blouse, a pair of black trousers, and a red scarf. Or B. A blue blouse and a pair of black trousers. Yes, B. A blue blouse and a pair of black trousers. Great. Let's continue. After the accessory shop, Laura and I decided to take a break. We had been walking for a while. and we were both feeling a little hungry. We went to the food court on the ground floor and looked at the different options. There is a pizza place, a sandwich bar, a Japanese food stall, and a small cafe that sells cakes and hot drinks. We chose the cafe. I ordered a cappuccino and a small piece of carrot cake. Laura had a tea and a croissant. We found a table near the window and sat down. It was really nice to sit and rest for a while. We talked about all sorts of things. We talked about our families, about what we had been happening at work, about plans for the Christmas holidays. Laura has a daughter who is about the same age as my older son. So we often talk about the children, about school, about how fast they are growing up. We sat at that cafe for almost 40 minutes. It was one of my favorite parts of the day. That is the thing about shopping with a good friend. It is not really about shopping. It is about spending time together, talking, laughing, and being away from the usual routine for a few hours. After our break, I still needed to find things for the house. I had not forgotten about the towels and the lamp. There is a large home goods shop on the ground floor that sells everything you might need for the house, from furniture and lamps to kitchen items, bedding and bathroom accessories. We went inside. The shop was big and well organized. I found the bathroom section easily. There was a selection of towels in different colors and sizes. I needed a set of bath towels. I chose a set in a soft cream color. They looked good quality and they were on sale, which was a nice surprise. These are lovely, Laura said, feeling the fabric. I know. And they were not expensive at all, I said. I put the towels in my basket and then we walked towards the lighting section. I was looking for a small lamp for the living room. I wanted something simple and warm, something that would give a soft light in the evening. There were many different lamps to choose from. Floor lamps, table lamps, wall lights. I spent a few minutes looking at the table lamps. I found one that I really liked. It had a round white shade and a simple wooden base. It was exactly the kind of thing I had imagined. I checked the price. It was 28 euros. Very reasonable. I put it in my basket. I love that, Laura said, looking at the lamp. It would look beautiful in your living room. That is exactly what I thought, I said. We walked around the rest of the shop for a little while. I didn't buy anything else, but I noticed a few things I would like to come back for another time. A set of kitchen glasses, a wooden serving board, and some nice candles. But I tried to stay focused. I had found what I needed, and I didn't want to spend more than I had planned. We paid at the checkout and left the shop. By this point, it was already past 2 in the afternoon. We had been at the shopping center for almost 4 hours. I think that's enough for today, I said, looking at my bags. Agreed, said Laura. I'm tired. We walked back towards the car park, moving slowly. Our arms were full of bags, and we were both a little tired, but in a good way. That pleasant kind of tiredness you feel after a productive day. On the way out, we stopped at the supermarket near the entrance. I picked up a few things for dinner. Some pasta, a jar of tomato sauce, a bag of salad leaves, and some fruit for the boys. Laura got a bottle of juice and some biscuits. We paid at the supermarket and then walked to the car. Laura helped me put everything in the boot. Thank you for today, I said. As I closed the boot, it was really lovely. It was, she said. We should do it more often. Definitely, I agreed. We said goodbye, and she got into her car. I drove home feeling happy and a little tired. When I got home, my husband helped me carry everything inside. The boys wanted to know what was in all those bags, but I told them that most of it was boring grown-up stuff. They lost interest very quickly. I put the new towels in the bathroom and set the lamp on the table in the corner of the living room. I turned it on. It gave a soft, warm light. It looked exactly right. I hung the new blouse in the wardrobe and folded the trousers neatly on the shelf. I wrapped the red scarf around my neck for a moment, just to see how it looked, and then I put it away too. That evening, after dinner, I sat on the sofa with a cup of tea and looked around the living room. The new lamp was on, filling the room with a gentle light. Outside, it was dark and cold, but inside, everything felt warm and comfortable. It had been a very good day. Not an exciting day, perhaps, not an unusual one, just a simple, quiet, ordinary day. But sometimes those are the best ones. Checkpoint 2. What did Laura and I do during our break at the cafe? A, we talked about our families, our work, and our holiday plans? Or B, we looked at the menu and decided what to buy for lunch? Exactly. A, we talked about our families, work, and holiday plans. Question 2. What did I buy in the home goods shop? A, a set of cream towels, a small lamp, and some kitchen glasses? Or B, a set of cream towels and a small lamp with a wooden base? B, a set of cream towels and a small lamp with a wooden base. Well done, everyone. You have reached the end of the story. I am really proud of you for listening all the way through. That was a long listening exercise, and it was not very easy, but you did it. So give yourself a moment to feel good about that. Before I go, I want to remind you to subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. When you subscribe, you will be notified every time I upload a new video. I publish new slow English listening content regularly, covering all kinds of everyday topics. It is a great way to keep practicing your listening skills and to keep improving your English little by little. Thank you so much for watching today. I really enjoyed sharing this story with you. I hope it was useful and also a little enjoyable. Take care of yourself, keep practicing, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.